Welcome back to another video on my channel, Logan Speed Shop. This one could get a little bit exhausting as we get closer and closer to the end, but she's looking good. All the pipes are back from powder coating, so I'll put them back on there properly. All the clamps have got O-rings under them, everything fits up as it should. This bugger was a little bit hard to line up, but we got there. Both ends are done up. Astra power steering's wired in there as well. Just got to put the ground on and plug it into the body harness when that's in position, which is nearly done as well. Top hat will have to come off when the bloody wiring goes in. This needs to come out and get painted, otherwise the radiator is in there good and proper. The bottom line, not quite ideal, but it'll work. The angle's still a little bit off, but hey, it's the best I can do and it'll be fine. What else we got going on in here? Yeah, both the cans over in the corner are done. Catch can, I've made a line. I actually need to tighten these fittings up before I forget. I might do that now. Coil pack bracket is being mounted and the leads are in place. I got lucky with they're just LS1 leads, so I got 4 spare when I ordered them. But yeah, they're in there. There's a little loom hiding down below them. For some reason I hate making coil pack looms, but done that one. But the job for this morning is exhaust. So cheating a bit, bought a full system from Just Jap, which definitely means the rear mufflers and rear split Y section will get used. At the moment I'll use this little muffler at the front, but I reckon I'll probably end up swapping that out to a bigger one, as I reckon it's probably just going to be too loud. But we'll give it a go first. Hey, why not? I've got it. It cost me no more money to use this one. The section that won't work is this bolts onto a factory turbo. So we got a bit of straight, some 45s, and a couple of 15s as well. Some V-bands, some flexies, whole lot of different style exhaust hangers, all the gaskets and bolts that came with it. Yeah, we're going to see what's involved in actually putting this bugger on. It's been that long since I bolted on, like a bolt-on bloody exhaust. I don't really remember where to start, so I guess let's go for the back first, as it's easy enough. We got hangers. I had a little bit of a play around with one of the mufflers before, and as you can see a hanger on there, and there's no actual place for these back hangers to go on, so I reckon they might get cut off yet, as they might be in the way. The other two at the back will be right. This bugger here looks like it bolts on to there, so that's easy enough. But yeah, we'll get this wheel off out of the way and then get under there. Oh yeah, lying on the job, lying on the ground day. I wonder how many days this would take me to finish off. Well, so far not bad. Not bad at all. Got one tip on, the center on there as well. Ended up cutting off the hanger, you can see it there. I've left a little leg on purpose in case I need to add something else later. Saves welding to the tube, I can weld onto the hangers. And I just keep those aside. See here, so I've got that point to weld onto if I ever need to at the back. So you got one on, got the Y section in. We'll chuck this section on in a second. Ended up just using this style hanger at the back. Gave me a bit more flexibility over these silicone buggers. And a bit bigger hole, so I had more room to play. Ended up working perfect. They look near on like the standard ones. Also had this option, but I only have one of them to play with. It didn't work anyway. But yeah, let's get this other one on, get the center muffler on, and I can work out the front pipe. Before I put this on, I'm going to whip one of the flanges off, as I'll end up chucking the bloody V-band on it, as that's how it'll go later on. There's no point putting a 2-bolt flange on for now. Yeah, it's just easier. V-band's so much quicker to take off as well. Don't have to worry about that pesky gasket. Both tips on. It's not too bad. Honestly, I'd prefer if they stuck out a little bit more. I might change the tips to like a dumpy style, like a lobster back sort of look. But we'll see how this sounds first. But now onto the more challenging part. We've got the Y pipe forward. So we'll pop this wheel back on and see what's happening. One muffler, like I say, I'll whip that off. And then I've got to build the downpipe. I'm just not feeling it at the moment, so hopefully it's going to work. Move that bloody brake line out of the way, chilling on top of the wastegate. Hopefully I can just do a couple of 45s and it's going to flow free, but I don't reckon it's going to work. So maybe 30 degrees each way. We'll see. Have a bit of a play around with the pipe in there, see what's going to work. Working on bloody tight space on the side as well, so I need to move some junk out of the way. Oh, bloody hell. The joys of a double car garage and 2 cars. I must admit, it's going better than I expected. Got a little pile of offcuts there. But in an effort to use as much of the exhaust as I can, this is what we've got left for the front pipe. So I have a flexi here, a little bit of straight to a V-band, easy as. Up the top, we've got a 45. Probably won't sit there, wants to roll off. To a little bit of straight to the turbo. So that's easy. Well, kinda. So I weld on the V-band, just tack all that into position. But yeah, you can see all the flanges are cut off. The factory turbo flange, which is a bit dicky. Still going to add an O2, but I'll get the front pipe in position first, as I'll probably want to put it part way down by the gearbox. But yeah, it's definitely going a lot easier than I expected, which is nice. Oh, it's always a relief. I hate building exhaust on the ground. This is the one time I want to hoist, is exhausts. No other time do I need it, but exhausts. Unfortunately, it took a little bit longer than I expected. I'm out of time, but great news is we've got a downpipe. She's all tacked up. A little bit ugly in spots, as the pipe, the exhaust I was working with is actually not a true 3-inch, it's a little bit bigger. So you can see a little bit of an overflow there. But yeah, it lines up. All that will get heat wrapped anyway. And it sits really nice. Little pie cut up here just to take the angle away, and it's all it needed. But yeah, next up I will take it all out. I just got to mark the oxy sensor in there. Well, I'm going to put that, the O2 sensor, mark that, then take it up, weld it all up, and make sure it actually sits true to where I want it. At the moment, there's one other thing going on. We've got a scissor jack holding it up, as it sits a little bit low and I didn't want that pressure on the flexi, so I may chuck another mount at the front just to lift it to where it's sitting now. We'll see how the front pipe goes once it's all on and the scissor jack's out, I guess. But yeah, she is good. As you can see there, it does sit a little bit lower than I'd like, but that's the joy of working with a pre-made exhaust. It's pretty much in this muffler that it is too low. And there it is in all its glory, a front pipe. Ended up reusing this middle section just because the radius was good. Got the flexi in the back, to the back V-band, all TIG welded up. This gap here was an absolute bastard, as it was huge, as this pipe is 3-inch inner diameter and the new stuff I got was 3-inch outer. But you got a little bend there and a pie cut up the top, and it came out alright. Overall happy with it. It's got a bloody, looks like my marking's gone. Gonna have to chuck it back in and just work out where the O2 sensor's gonna go, but that's not too bad. We'll pop that back in very soon once it cools off so I don't burn myself. But yeah, success. I'm happy. One step closer to starting the bugger. The even less fun bit, we got heat wrap. Heat wrap, bucket of water, soak it in, and we're just going to go nuts. We're going to go as far down as we can, hopefully make it to the flexi. I don't know. I really don't know how far this will make it. I can never work it out. And we've got a couple of metal cable ties, CV clamp tool, and the O2 sensor to go in at the end. Oh, see how we go. Soak this bloody stuff in water. I need to put gloves on before I'm going to touch that. Basically, soak it in water. It keeps the fiberglass a bit more contained. Wear gloves so I don't end up too bloody itchy. But yeah, we'll wrap this up. Keep some of the heat away because it is bloody close to everything. Especially when we look down there. And that's my feet under the bloody firewall there. We'll see. The car's still going to be bloody hot on the inside. No doubt about it. But any little bit of heat management will be good, especially tidy stuff. Bit of a fail after being on the floor, but we got there on the vise. Clamped on the flexi, probably not the best either, but it worked. I mean, I could access this bloody end, stopped it getting tangled, ended up going a hose clamp on each end, as I just couldn't get the bloody zip tie quite tight enough. Got the O2 sensor, we'll chuck in there, and we'll get there in the bad boy. Exciting now, means get that bloody thing in, and the car can go on the ground. Wow, I've got to clean all the junk out that's chilling underneath. Go on the ground. Now I can roll it outside and start working on the bloody wiring and everything else that's needed. At the point where I'm going to have to start making a bit of a list, because far out, there's a lot to do now. This is it, wiring time. Car's on the ground again. You can see the exhaust tighten under there, happy days. But before we can get to the fun final step of bloody trying to start it up, I had to finish this bugger off. So that's the Nexus R5 loom. See all the plugs that go into the computer there, and everything else going on. So you've got your front, your back, your middle, and everything in between. Alternator light, a few grounds in the middle, a little bit still to connect up, like we've got around the speaker, around the head unit still to do. I've got the wipers, which I just need to confirm the wiring. Same as the wiper plug at that end. There's just a little bit here and there, but hey, that's part of the fun. So, yeah, I'll just chuck this in and then pull the top of the intake off. What a day. The loom is all in. Well, it's in, but not really attached to a lot of stuff. The engine loom's all plugged in, apart from a couple of sensors, which I'll do shortly. Still got to put the grommet in there, mount everything nicely, which is a bit of a mission. Just looking at it, looks like a bit of a headache at the moment. I'm just not feeling it. It's a bit of a gloomy day. Bloody Melbourne putting on its best. About to take the S15 for a drive to get the oil hot enough so I can do a change. And got parts everywhere we'll need to clean up. But that's much of a muchness, I can deal with that. But looking over it, how good does it look kind of complete? The top half of the manifold's all bolted down. Oh, intercooler pipe is as good as on for the last time, which is nice. Finally the brake lines and bloody all that stuff was done, but that's okay. Inside the car, driver's side's a bloody mess, but that's easy enough. That'll get tidied up pretty bloody quickly. Dash chilling in the back. Laptop ready to check everything. Moving to the back. Fuel pump, just have to sheath it really, and add the fuel level sensor, which I haven't yet. This is just a next video. Hopefully I'll be starting it. Now I can have the motivation to tidy everything up, make her all nice again. Oh, we bring it on. I'm excited. It's getting closer. All this effort seems like it's finally come to something. But yeah, definitely one of those days where I'm not overly motivated as well.